Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning into our early afternoon update. I'm Victoria Holmes here in the digital studio. And the latest news from our state's capital, the North Carolina House of Representatives passed the COVID-19 relief bill, which includes plans to send stimulus payments to families with children. No word from Governor Cooper whether he'll sign or veto the measure. Search crews say they've now recovered both bodies of a young brother and sister swept away by floodwaters in Smithfield. They found the body of a 4-year-old boy this morning, about 30 yards away from where they recovered the remains of his 5-year-old sister yesterday. The children's mother was driving Monday when fast water came over a road, sweeping her vehicle into a creek. She was rescued. September is National Preparedness Month, coming at the peak period of hurricane season. Emergency managers are advising people to make disaster plans today. First, make sure you're signed up for local emergency alerts and warnings. Next, know your evacuation route, the way you'll get to safety in the event of a hurricane. Also, make sure you include specific needs as you prepare, like dietary restrictions, prescriptions, other medical needs, cultural or religious considerations, and what to do with your pets. Natural disasters are not easy, but the pandemic is making it even trickier. Pitt County emergency managers say you could always have a kit ready to go at any moment and include hand sanitizers and facial masks. Keep it someplace quick and easy to reach. Some leaders of the North Carolina General Assembly want tougher penalties for people who commit felonies during protests and riots. It comes after weeks of protests seeking police reforms and social justice efforts. House Speaker Tim Moore says it's possible state lawmakers could consider stricter legislation. But social justice activists are concerned peaceful protesters would face those penalties, not rioters. They say in a crowded protest, it can be difficult to pinpoint who's responsible, which could lead to unjustified arrests. Moore says another idea being considered is increasing liability for people who loot and damage property. When we come back, a nationwide anti-eviction order. But first, a weather update from our meteorologist, Alex Wasilenko.
Happy Little Friday, everybody. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Alex Wasilenko, reporting from the First Alert Weather Center on a brutally and dangerously hot afternoon across the east and coastal plains. Heat advisories and excessive heat warnings are in place across the east today as sunny skies will give way to southerly winds and hot highs in the middle to upper 90s with heat indices approaching near 115 degrees from time to time. The warmth and humidity will only be taken down a few notches overnight into early Friday morning. We will be waking up to mostly clear skies, a little bit of patchy fog, and temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s again during the day Friday. However, as we head into Friday afternoon and Friday night, the heat and humidity ramp back up as a cold front approaches the Tar Heel State. That cold front off to the west through the mountains of North Carolina will begin to approach eastern North Carolina Friday night into the day Saturday with a few added clouds, isolated showers and storms, and much cooler temperatures just in time for your Labor Day weekend. Speaking of which, if you have any big plans this Labor Day weekend, remember to social distance, of course, but also remember to download that free First Alert weather app to track all the changes in that Labor Day weekend forecast. There are plenty of good changes to talk about during your Labor Day weekend. Temperatures will be cooler first and foremost, back into the lower and middle 80s for inland and coastal communities Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It'll also come with some partly to mostly sunny skies and continued fairly dry conditions for that Labor Day weekend forecast. We're only looking at a slight chance of an outside shower or storm Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Do your best to stay hydrated, keep cool, and dip into AC frequently today. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Alex Wasilenko.
Welcome back. The White House has found a way to extend the federal eviction moratorium while Congress remains deadlocked on further COVID relief. Our DC Bureau has more.
With Congress at a standstill, the White House is stepping in to stop a wave of evictions.
It's important to provide this relief to families all around the country.
White House Deputy Press Secretary Brian Morgenstern says the president ordered the Centers for Disease Control to halt nearly all evictions until the end of this year.
It is in the public health interest to stop people from being evicted. We don't want people having to go to shelters or other group gatherings and really risk being exposed.
The new policy goes into effect immediately and only delays, not forgives, payment.
The rent would still accrue.
To qualify, renters must make less than $99,000 per year, prove they've lost income because of the pandemic, and have no other housing options.
It is a measured step but it is a necessary step to support families.
Property owners say the decision could be disastrous for landlords who won't be collecting rent but still have mortgages and other expenses to pay.
I think it's gonna have some of them, filing for bankruptcy.
Doug Bibby with the National Multifamily Housing Council calls the policy short-sighted.
It's largely what we call the mom and pop people who are out there owning these.
And says Congress should pass relief that helps tenants and landlords.
Come up with a plan that can keep renters' ability to meet their obligations.
The administration is certainly supportive of that.
If a deal isn't struck, Bibby says the White House should expect lawsuits to block the plan. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Law enforcement is warning folks about a new package pending text message scam that aims to steal your information and identity. The phishing scam, aka smishing, is where cybercriminals send SMS messages to get you to click a suspicious link or provide personal data. Based on the information they obtain, cybercriminals can steal your identity, empty your bank account, or instill malware on your phone. The Federal Trade Commission said in a statement. The FTC also warned one version of the scam takes users to a fake Amazon website. Thank you for tuning in to our early afternoon update. I'm Victoria Holmes here in the digital studio.